Right. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is okay and happy. I hope everyone is awake. I just earlier on just announced to say that no, we're just waiting for everyone to get inside to the meeting. Everyone should be admitted. Everyone should be well into the meeting. So I hope everyone is fine and happy. I had promised yesterday to say that from today onwards, we're going to be doing fractions. We're going to change from the long division concept that we've been doing, and we're going to go into fractions. So now that we're going into fractions, I I expect to find out from you guys what has been the problem, especially when it comes to fractions. We're going to cover every single concept that comes with fractions until we are at a point where we're comfortable enough to say, no, we are comfortable with fractions, we understand fractions, and we do not have a problem with fractions at all. But just by, as a conversation starter, who can tell me to say, what do they find challenging in fractions? What is the most challenging part about fractions? What is difficult for them with fractions? And so you tell us either in the chat or you can just raise your hand so we can unmute you. So you can tell us what is the most challenging part about fractions? What do you find difficult about fractions? Anyone? Anyone can tell us that. What is the difficult part that you find in fractions? What do you find hard in fractions? What do you find really challenging in fractions? What actually is the thing that makes you have sleepless nights? What about fractions makes you have sleepless nights? So anyone can tell us, please tell us, even through the chat, to tell me, to say, what is it in fractions that actually is a problem? What do you find challenging about fractions? Do you find the addition of fractions challenging, the subtraction of it challenging, multiplication of fractions challenging? What about fractions do you find difficult? What is challenging? What is problematic about fractions? Anyone? Going once, going twice. So I'll move on to the next slide and we start. Right. So as I normally say that, please guys, contact me either through email or Twitter or email. Please, if you need any help, if you have any problems, please contact me via email or Twitter. And I always put my Twitter address within the chat. So today what we're looking at is what are fractions, what are proper fractions, what are improper fractions, what are mixed fractions. And then at the end, we're looking at the addition of fractions. How do we add fractions? So let us start. So by a show of hands, who can help us define fractions? By someone just raising their hand, who can help us define fractions? Who can help us understand what are fractions? Who can help us get a clue behind fractions to say, this is what a fraction is, this is what a fraction stands for, this is what fractions, where fractions come from. So who can help us? Who can help us to find out actually what do you guys believe are fractions? Even in the chat, you can private text me to say, what do you guys believe are fractions? What do you guys believe are fractions? What do you guys believe are fractions? Let us get some definition. Let us get some definitions. What do you guys believe are fractions? Let us get some definitions. Anyone? What do you guys believe are fractions? What are fractions according to you guys? What do you guys believe are fractions? Something that can be cut into an can be an equal to share that, but something that something cut to equal to share. All right. Anyone else? Thank you, Lisa. Anyone else? What are fractions? What are fractions? Where does the term fraction come? Like, what are fractions? How do we define fractions? How do we say, no, that is a fraction? Going once, going twice, all right? So a fraction is a part of a whole. That is what a fraction is. So a fraction is a part of a whole. So any fraction originally comes from a whole number. A whole is when the numerator, the top number, the denominator is the same, meaning that the number is completely complete, like it's complete, everything is fine. So a fraction is a part of a whole. To say, if I was to be joined to a whole, I'm one of the parts that make this a full whole. That's why they say a fraction is a group number or whole. So it's just a set number to show you the representation of something out of a whole. That's what our fractions are. So please quickly. Sorry about that. I don't know, right? Please quickly write this definition here. Write this definition over here. 10 seconds. I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to quickly write the definition over there. 10 seconds for you guys to quickly write the definition over there. I see from a group, it says any part of a group, okay? Right. So quickly write the definition over there. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. So can I please have notification from the group of how many people are done? Can I please have notification of how many people are done writing down this definition so that we can go into the types of fractions? Good. Beautiful. All right. So a fraction is a part of a whole. The top number is the numerator, the bottom number is the denominator. The top number numerator, which is showing how many parts there are. The bottom number is the number that's showing how many parts there are to make a whole. So the top number normally tells us the numerator in a fraction. Normally tells us to say, here there are 2 parts of 4, so there are 2 quarters. And having 2 quarters, it means that I can either have had 2 shaded pieces of the quarters, or I can, it shows, because this part shows how many of the thing do you have. The denominator shows if this thing was complete, what number should the numerator be and the denominator be to say that this is the complete product. So a fraction is a part of a whole. The top number is the numerator, the bottom number is the denominator. The top number is the number showing how many parts there are. The bottom number is the number showing how many parts make the whole. Please write down this definition. Please write down this definition. So please write this down as quick as possible. Please write this down as quick as possible. Please write down this definition as quick as possible. Also about, and if you're done, please say it in the chat. This definition. If you're done, please write it in the chat. So if you're finished writing down this definition, please write in the chat that you're done. Please write in the chat that you're done. So we can move on to the next slide. So please write in the chat that you're done. I will always need 5 people to tell me that they're done. So good. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. That right. So we have, let me move this. So we have something called a proper fraction. So a proper fraction is quite simple. Proper fraction, the numerator is more than less than the denominator. So if you have 11s or 12s up there, you know that for it to be a proper fraction, it has to be from 12 going downwards. That is what we call a proper fraction. A proper fraction is when the numerator is less than the denominator. When the numerator is less than the denominator, we call that a proper fraction. Please write this down. Please write it down in your books. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. So please quickly write that down. And you can also write the example. It's a proper fraction that then the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Please, 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 please. Please, please, please. Proper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is less than the denominator. Less than the denominator. So quickly, let me in the chat if you're done writing down the definition of a proper fraction. Please let me in the chat that if you're done writing the definition of a proper fraction, so we can move on to the others. Good, I like what I'm seeing. I just need more people to tell me that they're done writing that. Then the numerator is smaller than the denominator, and then you write an example. You write that the numerator is smaller than the denominator, and you write an example. That is what a proper fraction is. This is just an introduction into fractions, just to jog our memories. Right, an improper fraction is that when the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So it means that also we've passed a whole. We've passed a whole in the whole sum or addition or whatsoever. So it's very important that we know that when the numerator is more than the denominator, an improper fraction. It's a fraction that is improper. It's a fraction that does not help. That does help I'm navigating when you're having a whole number. For example, I have 5 over 3. Right, so you have 5 over 3. Because we passed the whole, we're able to ask ourselves, how many times does 3 go into 5? We said, goes what? Once. The proper fraction would be what? 2 over 3. Because in fractions, you multiply the bottom, add the top. In fractions, you multiply the bottom, and we add the top. Let's go to the next one. I see a hand is raised. Hello? Hello?
Sorry, sir, it was a mistake.
All right. Are you understanding though?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So improper fractions means that we've passed already a whole, passing a whole number. Passing a whole number means that now we need to change it. So since you guys are done writing down this and also writing down this conversion, this thing is 3, né? Please. Note that here it's supposed to be a 3. It's supposed to be a 3, so it is 1, 2 over 3. That's the answer when you're changing or not converting. But we will go on to this as we move along further. Let us go to our last friend. Since people are done writing, let us go to our last friend. Yes. Mixed fraction. So a mixed fraction or mixed number is when the same improper fraction is written as a whole number of fraction. The same improper fraction is written as a whole number of fraction. So a mixed number is just a fraction that has a whole number, a full number, and a proper fraction. But this is after the changing of an improper fraction. Improper fractions and mixed fractions are related. Improper fractions and mixed fractions are related. So it's always important. That's why if you read what mixed fractions are fractions which have a whole number and a proper fraction. It must be noted that when mixed fractions are changed into numerator or denominator, they take the form of an improper fraction. So in addition, subtraction, and all of these things, we use the improper fractions, right? But in the full certification of it, there are times whereby we find that we have a good we find that we have a 5 over 3, so that needs to be changed in order to become a fully mixed number, a full mixed number. That's why it's important. But besides that, improper fractions are related to mixed fractions. And yeah, it is when a whole number and a proper fraction are written next to each other. Please write down the following. Please write down the following. Please write the 2 definitions that you see. The one here, the one over here, the one over here. I'll give you guys 3 minutes to do it. The one over there and the one over there. Please do it. I'll give you guys 3 minutes to do it. The one over here and the one over there. Please write down the definition of what a mixed fraction is. Then we go into the definitions of Then we go into the whole addition and subtraction of fractions with the same denominator. Going to the addition and subtraction of fractions at the same denominators. So you have some time now just to quickly write these things. If you are done, it would be awesome. All right. So while we're on that, I would like to ask questions now. I want to ask again, what do we find difficult when it comes to fractions? Let us answer that part. We understand now what a fraction is, what a proper fraction, what a improper fractions, what is a mixed fractions. But let's talk to each other and find out, what do we find truly challenging about fractions? What do you find challenging about fractions? What is the challenging part about fractions? What do you find difficult about fractions? Let us have this conversation before I start into process. Hello?
Yes, the difficult part about fractions is mixed fractions.
The mixed fractions.
Yes.
What about the mixed fractions are difficult?
When the numerator is bigger than the denominator.
So that means that now it's an improper fraction. Do you know how to convert from mixed to improper, from proper back to mixed? Are you able to do that? If I give you an example, are you listening?
Yes.
Right? Let me give you an example. Right now, 6/2. Everyone write 6/2 on your papers now. Everyone must write 6/2. I want you guys to give you an example. Let's work one out together. Right? I have 6/2. First question I asked myself is that how many times does 6 go into does 2 go into 6? Let's answer that question. How many times do we see that 2 actually goes into 6? How many times? Right. How many times does 2 actually go into 6? I hope we're still together. I hope we're still together. All right. So we find here that if we simplify this fraction, right? 2 goes into 6 how many times? About 3 times, right? So we have 3. So it would have been 3/1, which is 3. Let us just change it up so it's not a problem. Let's say 6/4. So yeah, let's say 6/4 because that's a straight answer into a whole number. So we ask ourselves this question to say, how many times does 4 go into 6, right? We place ourselves, we do this, we place a 1. I change the fraction so that I can get the desired result. So we place a 1. The denominator never changes, right? When we say how many times does 4 go into 6, we place a 1. The denominator never changes. Now, with mixed fractions, you're always going to remember this, guys. You multiply the bottom and you add whatever answer you got to the top. So you multiply with the bottom and whatever answer you got, you add it to the top. And what happens is you say 1 times 4 is 4. How much are we short with to get to 6? Is what? It's 2. So when we ask the question is what? 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6 over 4. That's how you convert from improper to mixed. Improper to mixed, first question. How many times does the denominator go into the big numerator? Then, after working that out, you know that the relationship between this one and the denominator, the whole number and the denominator, is multiplication. So we ask ourselves, how much are we left with to get to the full numerator of 6? We said it was 2. So 1 times 4 is 2. No, 1 times 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6 over 4. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Because now I'd like us to look at, quickly to look at addition and subtraction of fractions with the same denominator. But are there any questions? Are there any clarity-seeking questions? Or some? Are there any clarity-seeking questions? We're not done, we're still working. If there are no clarity-seeking questions, perfect. Please write this down as quickly as possible. This one here, 10 seconds. This part here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time up. Time. Right. So we are looking at, this is one we're going to do tomorrow. But here is normally where you get an LCM or an LCD. When we're looking at adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominator, we are actually just doing a simple process of looking at the numerators. The numerators are the one that guides us in adding and subtracting fractions with like denominators. When you add and subtract a fraction with the same denominator, you look at the numerators. And the numerators give you your guidance, because then you're just going to either add them or subtract them. Nothing really changes from when the denominators are the same. So please write this down, guys, quickly as possible. I'll give you guys a 30 seconds. 30 seconds just to write down this example. This we're going to do from tomorrow, but write down this example. But when you're adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominator, nothing really changes. Nothing goes out of the ordinary. You're just adding fractions and you're using the numerators. That's all you're doing. All you're doing is using the numerators. So quickly, write that down. You have about 20 seconds to put this down in your books. This full sum. When you're done, please tell us in the chat. So I've got one person who's done. Who else? I need one more. I need 4 more people to tell me that they're done. So quickly write down that sum. When you're adding and subtracting fractions the same denominator, all you do is just you look at the numerators. The numerators are your guide. The numerators are your friends. They're the ones who will clear up everything. That's what happens when you're adding and subtracting fractions with the same denominator. Right. Let us go into examples. So we've got what? 3 over 6 plus 4 over 6. So we say what? 3 plus 4 is 7 over 6. Then we convert this into a mix. 6 goes into 7 how many times? Once. Then we put the normal denominator of 6. And we ask 1 times 6 is 6. What is short to go to 7? 1. And done. Same story with subtraction. Look at the numerators. 4 minus 3 is 1 over 6. We're done. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. Even if you're supposed to do a step like this, I want a clean canvas. Here's my clean canvas. I say I have 3, 1 over 2 plus 4. 1 over. Let us try and get this answer. Let me give you guys a minute to do this on your own. And then we're going to also look at subtraction and then do an exercise. What is the answer? I've got 3 1 over 2 plus 4 1 over 2. What is the answer? What is the answer? What do you do first? What do you get this? I've given you guys a minute to work it out for yourselves. Let me rather give you 2 minutes to try and work it out for yourself. And then we discuss it. I know today's lesson is quite easy. It's just an introduction into fractions, so it doesn't need a lot from us. It doesn't need a lot from us. So just introducing fractions, getting into fractions and etc. As we go along, then it starts getting more challenging. So I said, let me get the easy out of the way. That's why I added today to today's topic about fractions, the addition of same and subtraction of same denominator fractions. To get it out of the way, to say that now we start going to the more challenging stuff. Right, so what is the answer? What is the answer? Who can help us with the answer of 3.5 plus 4.5? I know what the answer is. I can already tell what the answer is, but I would like that you guys enlighten us on what is the answer. Anyone can raise their hands. Don't give the answer in that group, but anyone can raise their hands to help us figure it out. And then we do the same with subtraction. You guys do an exercise, and then it is the end of the road for us. Quickly, you have 10 seconds left. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Since I see you guys are adamant of putting the answer in the chat, right. We say the wholes, you add the wholes first. 3 plus 4 is what? 7. Then you add the fractions. A half plus a half gives you what? 7 plus a full whole. A full whole is 2 over 2. We'll put it as 1. 7 plus 1 is what? Is 8. Same story with subtraction. Same story with subtraction. Subtraction things don't change. If I had 5 and a third minus 2/3, right? Let's work it out. 5 times 3 plus 1 is what? 16 over 3. Subtract 2 over 3. I have an answer of what? 14 over 3. Then I just change it. I change it to say how many times does 3 go into 14? 3 goes into 14 what? 4 times. Then what am I left with? The denominator of 3. What? 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2 is 4, 2 over 3. Very easy, guys. Very easy, very easy, very easy. Very easy. Very easy. Very easy, very easy. Simple as that. Quickly, guys, write this down in 10 seconds, and then you guys are going to do an exercise. After the exercise, then we close. Your 20 seconds to write this down starts now. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's done? Who's done? Who's done? Who's done? Who's done? Who's done? Can I please have notification of who is done? Writing both examples so I can go directly into the classwork. Beautiful. Beautiful. Classwork time. Classwork time. Right, so use the remaining 3 minutes of our time to do these exercises. Your 3 minutes start now. I'll answer a question while you guys are doing this exercise. Someone had raised their hand and turned it off. I don't know if the question is answered. Or you can just private text me your question, it's fine. It's fine. Right, please quickly do this exercise and then after that, we close our lesson. Quickly do that. You have 2 minutes left, 2 whole minutes left. 2 whole minutes left. Quickly do that. Quickly do this exercise. You have 2 whole minutes left. You have 2 minutes left. You have 2 whole minutes left. You have 2 whole minutes left. You have 2 whole minutes left. 1 minute left. 1 minute. Whoever's done, please tell us in the chat. 1 minute left. It's not really hard things, but you have 1 minute left. Got 1 minute left. Whoever's done can tell us in the chat that they are done with it. And then when the time is up, I will show the corrections, then show the homework. And then guys, prepare for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be doing unlike denominators. So that one is quite challenging. Today it was just an easy row. Remember, we started from what are fractions going all the way to the more easy stuff. So the easy stuff ends today. All the easy stuff ended today. Everything simple ended today with fractions. Right. Time up. Time up. Here are the corrections. Here are the corrections. Right. Are there any concerns or questions that we have right now about the class exercise? All you needed to do was just add numerators together. And then after that, I'll use number 1 as example. We had to say 7 plus 4 is 11 over 6, and then get us the mixed fraction, which is 1, 5 over 6. If we move to subtraction, all you needed to do, or let me start here, all you needed to do was convert this into an improper, which is 14 over 10. Then you say minus 5 gives us 9 over 10. So you guys can quickly, in 1 minute, write this down so I can give you a homework. And then, yes, quickly write or screenshot. Quickly get this down. Quickly get this down. If you're done or you have, I'm sure you'd have most of the answers. I'm sure you'd have most of the answers already there because it's quite simple. So I gave you guys a minute in case you have something wrong. But I'm sure you'd have most of the answers since it's quite simple. Since it's quite easy to understand, it's simple. When you're ever doing fractions that are the same, the denominators never change. You focus on the numerators. And focusing on the numerators, the most difficult part about having like fractions is maybe having a mixed fraction. But once you understand the whole conversion process of multiplying the bottom and adding the top, you're fine. Because 1 times 6 is 6 plus 5 is 11. How many times are 6 going to 11? Once. How much is short for me to get to 11? It's 5. So it's 5 over 6. Done. Done. So can you please just notify me if you guys are done? If you guys are done. All right. Since you guys are done, let us go into the homework. And then I allow for, let me go directly into the homework. Here is your homework. Guys, write as many questions as you can that you'll do as homework or screenshot. Are there any questions? I'm sure right now I'm the most loved person in the world. Right now, I'm the most loved person in the world because of I put all the easy stuff for fractions into one. I saw that it would not be necessary for us to have a lesson. So are there any questions? Are there any questions? I put my email address inside the chat, but are there any questions? Hello? Hello?
Sir, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Now I can hear you.
All right. I was asking, are there any questions? Do you have a question? Right. All right. Right. All I was asking, are there any questions? But since there are no questions at all, it's fine. Then super. From me, guys, I love you guys much as so much. Please stay awesome. Please stay fantastic. Time is up. Be blessed and goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.